Welcome to Science Thinks! Object Origins. Science is the method that makes our modern world. We see electric animals and we discover electricity. We question like, why can we fly? We test to find the answers. We invent objects like airplanes, cars, and spaceships. With science, we constantly improve. These are past phones. These are phones today. Let's see how science goes from thinking to 7 everyday things. At first, people see lightning and animals that make electricity. People ask, how can we make electricity? People do experiments. Galvani sees electricity move frog legs. Volta guesses the 2 different metals with acid in between make electricity. He notices a torpedo fish. Volta makes the first DC battery. People think about electricity. Faraday invents a machine that makes AC electricity. Today, we use electricity. Batteries power our electronics. AC outlet electricity powers many machines at home and at work. How can electricity make light? At first, people see sunshine and bugs that make light. People ask, how can we use electricity to make light? People do experiments. This guy invents an expensive light bulb. After thousands of tries, Edison invents an everyday light bulb. People think about light bulbs. Over time, people make better light bulbs. Next, people invent LEDs. Today, we use electric light for our TV screens and digital devices. What was night like before light bulbs? Dark. People see that light through a lens makes an image on a dark wall. People ask, how can we capture the image? People experiment with the bits of silver to capture images on dark glass plates. At first, the images quickly fade in the light. After lots of tries, this guy learns that mercury keeps the image on the plate. But his camera can only take 1 picture at a time. This guy thinks about how to make many copies from 1 picture. He invents the negative. His camera captures a reversed image. It is developed with light and more chemicals to make many copies of black and white pictures. Over time, people invent plastic film. For over 100 years, pictures are only black and white. Next, people invent film with 3 layers. Bits of silver are made sensitive to red, green, or blue light to make color pictures. Today, our cameras use sensors that change light into bits of electricity. Software captures our digital pictures that we share worldwide. People see horses pull wooden carts that have iron-ringed wheels. People ask, how can we replace the horse with a motor? This guy experiments. He invents this. Next, people invent better gasoline engines. At this time, cars are expensive. They are handmade 1 at a time. Only the rich can afford cars. This guy thinks about how to make cars that cost less for everyone. He uses interchangeable parts and moving assembly line with machines and people working together to make millions of cost-effective cars. Today, people use over 1 billion cars. They pollute a lot. People are working to produce cleaner cars. In the past, people see birds fly. People ask, how can we fly? The Wright brothers test their ideas. They make wood and cloth wings and frame, engine and propeller and flight controls. They integrate an airplane and try to fly. In 1903, on a windy beach for extra lift, the Wright brothers achieved first flight. The first flyer, without wheels, lands on the beach sand. People think about why planes fly. Many types of planes are made. Later, people invent jet engines to thrust planes forward faster. Today, we fly around the world in airplanes empowered by the science of 4 forces. In the past, people see the telegraph. It sends short messages, 1 letter at a time, with patterns of electricity. This guy asked, how can we send voice sound through wires? Over years, he tests many microphones to change sound into E patterns. At the receiver, a speaker changes E patterns back into sounds. He invents the first telephones. Next, wires and phones connect cities and countries. People think about how radio waves send 1 letter at a time. Radios are invented that send and receive sounds. Later, people make cell phones. They use radio waves to send voice signals. Today, our smartphones use battery electricity, radio waves, and software apps. In the past, people see how gunpowder pushes fireworks up into the sky. They ask, how can people soar into space? There is a story from long ago that this person used solid rockets to go up in the air. Sadly, the test fails. Much later, this guy uses liquid fuel to power his rockets. In World War II, liquid rockets are weapons. Next, people start thinking about going to space again. In the 50s and 60s, people build missiles and moon rockets. Today, our rockets still use solid and liquid fuels to push us into space. Even as we search science to find more efficient fuels for our spaceships. To close, scientific method makes our own modern world. Electricity powers our digital devices and turns on our lights. Cameras capture light with colorful pictures. Gas burns or electricity flows to make cars move. Planes fly with the science of 4 forces. Inside phones, energy changes from sounds into electricity, then radio waves, and back again. Rockets burn fuel. The fires go down and push the rockets and people up. Today, we ask questions and discover answers about everyday objects, ourselves, and our world that is underpinned and enabled by science.